Hi, and welcome to Suite B. This is our live stream series highlighting artists in and around our area. I'm Mike Bennett, and we're here downtown at Professor B Studios in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Tonight, it's my pleasure to have on the show our first artist of 2020, and also, if the math and the spreadsheets are right, our 30th show, which is kind of crazy to think about. So there's a few things and announcements right up front here. Obviously, we're on YouTube, so if you've gotten here a few minutes late because you were over on Facebook, welcome. If you were already here, congratulations. You followed the links correctly. Also, if you were here early enough and saw that the front end of the show was a little different this time, we have added a Venmo link, and the whole money thing gets a little uncomfortable, but basically, we're doing everything that we can to support local artists in and around our area. That's kind of our thing for this show, but we always want to push and try to do that better. And the ways we do that better is by upgrading our gear and adding lighting and that kind of stuff. So any and all help to the studio that comes in over that account is going to go directly to the stuff that we use to do this show. That's probably all I'm going to say about the whole money thing. So let's get into tonight's show. Tonight we have a very, very special guests on the show that we're getting to know very well, and the better we get to know them, the more I'm happy we're kicking the year off with them. So if you would please help me welcome to the show Patrick Rock and The Wreckage.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
So first of all, hello, and how are you guys doing?
Great, man.
Very good.
Good. I want to kind of start off, as we do sometimes, by addressing names of bands. And as we've chatted a little bit, just to clear any questions about it, let's settle the first one first. Patrick Rock is not a name you gave yourself.
Present. Correct. It's a God-given.
So it's a given name. We were talking before the show. I play with Lauren Light. She gets the same thing quite a bit. Like, is that
I have
really
to
your
share
name?
my license or credit card all the time.
Yeah, I completely understand it. So the other half, The Wreckage.
Yeah.
Now, is that the band that played with you? Is that a separate entity? And how do you come upon the name The Wreckage?
Well,
Lots of looks at you. I'm sorry, it's going to be you.
First of all, it's these three guys. Patrick is very versatile as an artist, plays with a lot of different artists, and has in the past. And we kind of wanted to, when we rebranded this and got all together, just maybe change the name up a little bit without getting rid of his and all of his hard work.
Gotcha.
So the Wreckage became just the three of us, really. And
Yeah.
Alliteration.
Yeah.
Well, that, and we couldn't license half a hot dog.
No.
We tried.
Let's
We
take
tried
it.
for a while.
So that was the first attempt.
Well, it was one of them. We
Half
had
a
some
hot dog.
band
Got it.
votes. It got awkward.
I was
but-
like Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals, and
That's
they were
right.
like, it's already taken.
Can't do that. Yeah. And just go with something simple like The Band. Like, no, I think that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
been
yeah.
What a great
done.
name.
You
Yeah.
can't.
Great
Okay.
name.
Nowadays, if you have radio or jukebox in your name, you're gold.
It's just right to the top.
That's where the money is.
Some thoughts in there about how to
Maybe I should
how to
have said
rebrand
that.
again. Sorry. So let's backtrack a little bit. We should have done this first, and let's kind of do introductions, kind of who you are, what you do with the band, and any other tidbits that you want to throw in. So whoever wants to kick us off, I have zero preferences here.
I'm Patrick Rock, and I write songs for the band. And honest to God, I was blessed to be around so many awesome musicians. And this particular group has been not hand-selected. It almost like fell in. It just felt right. Sometimes you get and you're like, I want him. The guy's bad. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing at what he does. And with us, we kind of fell into each other where Rob and I had played in a group before with other musicians called Ultraviolet. And I just fell in love with his style, his simplicity, and the way he was so willing to work in so many different scenarios. And he also lives on my street.
Oh,
So
Well, that's nice.
It worked out. It was like
Okay.
rehearsals at your house,
Right.
you know?
I'll walk down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He doesn't let me walk there. Even
Yeah.
if I tried to, he would drive me down. He's that kind of
I
guy.
gotcha.
And the equipment manager.
He is
yeah,
the
he's
equipment
the-
manager. I like that.
How many equipment managers play drums?
We're
Yeah.
like, we're
This
gonna
one,
come
yeah,
help
that
you.
one.
We're gonna come help you unload the trailer. He's like, guys, I got to get my steps in. Could you please? He's one of those. He's one of
I'm
those.
low too. I'm
See, now we're striking
Excuse me, I
dangerously
gotta go.
close
I
to
need to
home.
charge
Like-
my watch.
all about trying to get the steps, and you guys have seen the literal steps that
Yeah.
you have to sling gear up and down here. So we've already started. So
This is
introduction-wise,
Rob
let's go to you
Wozner.
next.
He's on drums. Yep.
That's all you're going to get out of me.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we'll move on then.
All right, so George Westbury, I play bass, and I've known Patrick quite a few years, and just really happy to be part of this group. This is a great group of guys, and you don't get that all the time in music.
True statement.
This is one of the rare ones.
Yeah.
We're not the Black Crows. We don't fight.
No,
I swear to God, we don't. Like it's like
No, we don't.
it's perfect.
we'll get into that a little later.
This is David McLaughlin.
I play guitar and sometimes sing Toto, depending on the night.
Yes, he does.
Nice. We look forward to the tag at the end
Yes,
later.
he
We give them all the high stuff.
Gotcha.
We won't do
So-
that here. We'll get sued.
How long has this iteration of this group been together?
A little over 2 years for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Oh,
that
really?
earlier.
Not sure the inception date, but
Yeah, it's
Uh,
a couple years though.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That's fantastic. So let's back up from there some though, because I want to get into what everybody wants to know about, which is like when you're shooting a fake advertisement, how do you choose the right face filter for your social media? We'll get to that.
I chose a wig.
But I want to back up because as far as I was able to see, some of the earlier stuff that I was able to see was kind of late '90s. I think '97 was the album that I saw first.
Yeah.
So from there to you just dropped an album.
December 6th of
Okay,
2019.
okay, so it's a little further back than I thought. I thought it was closer to that. So it's been a little over a month ago then.
A little over a month, yeah.
So from the start to here, and we were actually talking about this a little bit just in production practices before we went live. And as you guys kind of come into the picture timeline-wise, feel free to chime in. But from then to now, from a songwriting standpoint, obviously life experiences inform and that kind of stuff. But as you guys were saying, and it's evident to be in a room with you for any amount of time that you do get along, that what you're saying isn't just for an interview thing, like that's a true statement. How does life at home, life with the band, and what everybody else brings to the table inform what you write and how you guys interpret what comes to the rehearsal or the stage or whatever? And I mean, it's kind of a multi-parted
I'll
thing.
take it. We
but
just do what we're told.
fair. Okay, that's what
It's
I've
a
heard.
little
No.
bit more in depth than that. I would say that anything, if I'm writing or if there's a song that feels right for this group in particular, I know the bases are covered. It's just one of those where you don't have, you can exhale. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry about, this part, as long as he remembers,
Right.
or things like
How
that.
do you know? How do you know it's right for this group? Is there a
Sky's the limit.
Well, we do have,
Appreciate that.
it's very broad spectrum. We do play a lot of cover music, and so I can kind of gauge some things like that by
Based
the
on what you've
things
done,
that we're
performance-wise?
able to
Okay.
perform and perform well. Like there's very few that I've been like, let's never do that again. and
It's
we'll,
happened though.
oh yeah,
Sure.
E-
But are there ones that other people say you should never do? No, I'm kidding.
well, if they do, you know what I'm saying?
You're right, fair enough. Yeah.
All the
Hey,
time.
as long as you got your protocol in place, it's good. But that's kind of moving into now. But before that, I mean, how did it change once you? I mean, because I don't know if you've been a part of other really tight knit groups like that.
I certainly
but-
have.
Okay, fantastic. So, with that being more of a common denominator than it is a rarity, how does the voice or the story change as the group changes? If that makes sense.
Well, life changes as you get older, and your perception of things that are important change as well. So I'm not saying that because I'm older now, I write things that are only specific to older people.
Sure.
I try to stay free and not within boundaries or whatever.
Now, what do you define as an older? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
We'll
I'm in my
put that out
I'm in my late 20s now.
Right.
So it's really changed.
I'll feel older. Thanks. I'll be the old one.
Well, and if I could add
Please.
too, in regards to the newest album, Patrick has this great big palette of songs. And
Yeah, he does.
He really does. And on this album, he chose a lot of different musicians. So, this group is on that album. You'll hear, the three of us
Okay.
on tracks throughout the album.
But not just the three. of
Not
you.
just the
Okay,
three
all
of
right.
us. So, it's really like
It's a
collection,
community.
a
Yeah.
collective
Oh,
of
wow.
great
That's awesome.
musicians. And he's got a great ear for that sort of thing, too. He
Yeah.
can kind of pick out and see, I'd really like to hear what this guy could contribute to that song.
So how big is the pool?
The pool's
Our
pretty
commune
pretty
is-
large.
Your
Yeah.
commune.
It's enormous, actually.
Cool thing about that though is that we all oddly, for the most part, get along too.
Yeah.
Like if he
Right.
brings in another
Yeah,
guitar
man,
player,
that's-
it's a buddy of mine, and learning his parts for live are super fun. And so
No
it's
kidding.
we're lucky that I guess we have all independently and collectively as a band kind of weeded out.
Yeah.
Everybody
You
that
guys are-
everybody that I work with lately is a pleasure. And
You guys are
that's-
breathing
that's
some
nice.
rarefied air, then, man.
It's nice, yeah.
That's
That's
awesome. I mean, it really is a special.
It is. So they've accepted the people from my past who also were instrumental in
Yeah.
taking some of my earlier songs to the next level. I guess the key component to all of this is the producer Josh Sewell. I've worked with him since we went to high school together.
Oh, wow.
He was actually younger than I was, and still is.
Okay, I was.
It's really
Is he
weird.
not anymore? Because that's
He's catching up.
impressive.
All right. So
I have more questions all of a sudden.
he did not go in the portal.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
But he's been instrumental in literally. We can sometimes communicate without speaking. He kind of knows where I'm going, and this and
nice.
that. And there's also there very well could be boundaries held where I'm just so comfortable there too. And I've tried other instances where it was fantastic too, but it was just different.
Yeah.
And so working with him, there's a comfort level. And
that's
sometimes you wonder, you're like, well, should I move past this or whatever? But honest to God, he's moving along. If my songwriting is getting better, he absolutely is moving in steps with me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's one of
Awesome
those
engineer.
amazing.
So, I mean, that kind of brings us into what we wanted to highlight towards the end of this, which is new album just dropped. So, is it a narrative album? Is it a collection of songs? Can you tell us a little bit about the album? Maybe a touch about the process?
Sure.
And then obviously plug the mess out of it. Like, where can people go find it? So, if you just
Sure.
kind of tell us a little bit about it, and then talk it up real big, and then tell them to go buy the thing.
Absolutely. We just talked about this. Nobody's
Yeah.
really making money.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
But these are passion projects, and I think the music industry has changed so much that it allows you to really go after your base, and two, it also allows you not to worry about going so far because there's only so many people that can touch through that boundary.
Yeah, it's
with
interesting.
luck.
Okay, yeah.
With luck,
Right.
really. I wish it was talent. I wish it was only talent. But anyway, the whole thing is ultimately this record was a long process. It probably spanned about 3 years, and it wasn't by design. Life happens.
Yeah. For sure.
And different circumstances happened, and it's one of those things where you kind of accept and move on from that with the people that you surround yourself with. Tragedy happens, things happen.
Absolutely.
That's as far as probably as I want to go
Yeah.
into it. But
Yeah.
there's a reason why it's called With a Full Heart. There's a reason why so many people from the community came in and really put their mark on it. It's been a beautiful compilation
That's
of
fantastic.
awesome people.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, it sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's like I said, I've been listening to your stuff the past couple days.
Thank you. I'm sorry
Get ready
about
and
that.
stuff. No, I'm not. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
Some processors are more painful than others. This one was not.
Good, good.
But no, but the latest, and we were talking about this before. The latest rises to the top of the list more often than the older stuff, and not because it's not good, but there's just something about it. And now to know a little bit more,
There's passion
it
behind
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense why I keep going back to those tracks.
Yeah.
So where can everybody find it? And then also in kind of that same thing, where can we plug you guys online? Whether it's social media accounts, websites.
Sure.
Where can they hear you? Where can they get to know you a little better?
I think the main goal is to bring everybody to patrickrockmusic.com.
Awesome.
And that way you can stay connected because all the, I don't know, what would you say, like the stems or whatever will
Sure.
be from there.
Yeah, all of our dates, all of your dates, every version of it.
The
is
dates,
there.
the music, the stories. We'll be adding videos. We're going to do a production video for
Nice.
the record.
Very cool.
So
Because there's 3 on there now, if memory serves correctly, I think.
what's that?
Videos?
Oh, these are small videos. We're actually doing a concert film.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we're going to do it in the round, and it's going to be one of these things where we didn't do a release. We didn't do a album release show.
Yeah.
And we just decided to use technology, and we're going to record it and send it out rather than just have 300 people in a room,
Right.
partying. And
Sure.
we want to do that too.
Yeah.
And we will be doing that actually May 15th. We'll be at the Flatiron in Greensboro. We're going to do all original show, and that'll be a celebration of the record.
Yeah.
Even though it's 5 months after, or 4.5 months after its release, we're going to celebrate it.
It's fantastic,
Yeah.
man. Thank you so much. Thank you all for sitting down and chatting. So one more time, patrickrockmusic.com, spelled exactly how it sounds.
But Spotify,
You have to ask
Apple
these
Music,
days.
all that stuff. Yeah, patrickrockmusic.com.
Okay, fantastic. So we're going to take a real quick break, and we're going to be back with some music. But during this break, there's a couple of things that I want you. Number one, kind of at the front end of this break, we normally play this kind of mid-roll video. As a studio, we're starting another kind of project because it's what we do. So there's a little bit of a teaser announcement video, so if you hang out and watch that. But then also during this break, go bookmark their pages. Go see where they're playing coming up. Please go, at the very least, go check out Patrick's social media stuff because you'll understand what I meant earlier by facial filters and weird advertisements.
I do not.
But you'll know what I'm talking about when you find it. And we will be right back in just a few minutes with some music from Patrick Rock and The Wreckage. Guys, thank you again. Am I just here, just with you?
Yeah, I mean, don't you think?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just along for the ride, man.
Seconds
I don't
at
want to
most.
own this.
It's all on you, bro. I'm just turning the cameras on.
I'm just facilitating.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Shore, one of the producers here at Professor B Studios. For my birthday this past year, my wife gave me the gift of AMC A-List. And this allowed me to see 35 movies in 2019. Here in 2019.
You've thought about this.
Well, here in the past few minutes, yeah. Yeah, in 20, while I was babbling, believe it or not. So for 2020, I thought I'd get this guy to join me at the theater.
Hi, I'm Mike Bennett. I own Professor B Studios, and we operate here out of downtown Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
But they get a box. They're like Penn and Teller. No, you don't need that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good. When Chris came to me and said, hey man, we want to put together this thing where we watch movies every week and then talk about them, I said, it sounds like a fantastic way to spend a work day. And so, I forgot what I was going to say next. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to you every Monday and help you not decide what's good and bad, but maybe what you should go to the theater for and have them pop your popcorn, and maybe what's better to stay at home and just kind of pop it yourself.
You mean we're going to make an A-list?
Yeah. This is Professor B A-List.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are Patrick Rockin' the Wreckage. We're going to play a few songs from our new record. It's called With a Full Heart. It's available on all streaming services. You can actually even buy it on iTunes. Thank you for that. All right, Venmo me the money, you know what I'm saying? All right, the first song is called Happy, and I'll be happy if you buy it.
Lay here and look at the stars with me. I can't remember the last time we did this together. Yeah. Chase a broken arrow. You see a lost star and show it to me. We'll connect dots and meet in the middle. There's no place in this world I'd rather be. And you've been the light at the end of all my tunnels. Like sweet full voice on the other end of the telephone. You lift me up, and you don't even know it. You radiate, and it feels so good, yeah, it feels so good to be happy. It does. Tom Petty's on the radio. Don't it feel like heaven? Yeah, he's singing to me. I could just stay forever if you looks like I live in a tree. Like sweet soul voice on the other end of the telephone. You lift me up, and you don't even know it. You radiate, and it feels so good, yeah, it feels so good to be happy. So happy. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All of you back there. Not you in the back. You've been rude all night. All right, we're going to sing the first song on the record, which is called Ghost of My Dreams. All right. Do you remember how it goes?
Don't let go of my hand, don't move a thing. Wanna stay like this forever, what you say? We can laugh and we can kiss and all your way in this world you weigh, and I just might murray. For real, oh, for real. I cannot wait for the curse me. I hope you're there, not waiting for me. Yeah. Ghost of my dream. I've been close searching through all these short-lived memories just to see your face. I'm afraid that they might find how you take my breath away in this runaway, and I just might move. I cannot wait for the curse me. I hope you're there, not waiting for me. Yeah. Ghost of my dream. Every time I wake, hope that it's you. Every time it's you, hope that it's real. Shh. I cannot wait for that curse me. I hope you're there, not waiting for me. I cannot wait for that curse me. I hope you're there, not waiting for me. Ghost of my dreams.
That was fantastic, man. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to trip over my own rug here. So real quick, before we let them go, website address one more time. Make sure you get the microphone so they can hear you. Say again, the microphone so they can hear you. Sorry.
PatrickRockMusic.com.
There you go. And then you've got, you said something about a show coming up in Greensboro?
We do. Just go to PatrickRockMusic.com the entire year.
Fair enough.
It'll be
It's all on
there.
there. Very, very good. Guys, thank you again so much for coming and kicking off the year with us. Crew, as always, behind the scenes, thank you guys so much. Everybody who watched, thank you. We will see you in a couple of weeks. And remember, you will find us right here on YouTube going forward. So subscribe and all that stuff you're supposed to say.
Venmo.
Yeah, and then Venmo me and I'll give him $1. And so y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time.